can you still use it?
They're saying you can. They said they were not turning off until like the 14th or 15th.
We just did it like 10 minutes
What
ago.
are they doing on it?
They switched over Bright.
Transition over.
And I'm already going to tell you guys, you got an email, and you better check your email, because I'm already going to tell you, you have to go through a training course, or you're not allowed to use it. So I'm going to tell you, if you get a call from a client wanting to see properties, you're going to be out of luck. So if I were you, I would get on it right now. They will not let you use it without you attending the video training course. So
Isn't the
no, it's not Remind. Yeah, Remind is something totally different.
So when you
They're
log in,
selling you something.
so when you log in on MIRS, they will tell you, they will come pop up a message about the training.
You gotta now. You should have got a new username and password and a new URL link.
I haven't.
You probably did. It's in your email box. You gotta go.
Alright,
You gotta go
today.
search for it. Search for it in your email box. There's a username and a temporary password. You log in. You can update to the new. You have to update to a new password right away. They will not let you use it until you go through that training course.
I've been using it.
Is that on?
Is that?
They'll let you use it, but the keystone they won't.
Yeah. So
It's locked.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
So you gotta go through that training course, or else you're gonna have problems.
How long is the training?
20.
I kept fast forwarding mine. I did mine in like 2 minutes.
But it won't let you out.
Yeah, I'm
So-
still locked. I can't do
Because
nothing.
they know you fast forward it.
Yeah, I know.
So just sit there and be patient and play it,
So
okay?
just let it play.
No, you should probably pay attention. It's probably gonna be helpful.
So if I don't find the
Videos.
message,
Go to videos.
I'll go on
Yeah.
MRS, yeah.
I'm new
Tell
to
them
it
reset
too.
Because you don't have it.
yeah,
Go to my
I'll
listings.
And so my suggestion once again, guys, is to actually sit and listen to it.
Edit.
Don't fast forward. And then we're going to have.
Need to know the information.
We're
Add
gonna
edit.
have training on it. The only reason I didn't have training already on it is because they're still working out the bugs. And I already told Azar I want them
There's
to
that
work out the
link
bugs
right there.
first, because you all are gonna be
Down.
frustrated when you first using it. There's
Right,
a ton
I
of
know,
bugs
yep.
in it right now. And like people are having difficulty with everything. So and once you get on the chat message, oh my gosh, they will leave you on chat hold for like ever. So just be patient. But anyway, we'll all get through it. Hey, technology, we get through it, right? We just gotta play with it. The answer to all your problems is play with the software, and you'll get through it. But my plan is to go through it. Go through it next week. So if you haven't logged in, I'm already gonna tell you need to log in. Second thing I want to talk about is potluck on Thursday. First of all, tell me who's coming.
I'll come. What time?
Okay, I know you guys are coming. And Flora, are you coming? Minor, are you coming?
Where?
To my house on Thursday.
What Thursday?
This Thursday.
Tomorrow?
No.
Today, Tuesday.
What time is
Wednesday,
that?
Thursday. Yes. The 8th.
What time is it?
Is it 8? At
No,
8?
it's not 8 o'clock.
No, it says
Oh my
6.
God, please don't show up at 8.
Oh, 6.
No, Rebecca said 5.
He wants to leave at 8.
8, you can leave. Sure.
That's the
What
exit.
time?
That's when the party's getting started, so
exit
you
time,
should
yeah.
really leave.
You know the
Yeah,
party
exactly.
starts at after 8 o'clock in there. Right?
That's when the alcohol comes in.
Yeah.
This guy.
When it's time to leave.
Giovanni and I are banned. Okay, don't be trying to give us shots, okay? I'm gonna tell you right now. You know how we get. It's really bad. So don't try it. I'm saying no. Okay, so if you guys are coming, please do me a favor right now and go on to the Move for Free team Facebook page and mark on the poll what you are bringing. I messed the whole poll up and didn't allow others to put other things, and
That's
because
why I
I
put rice
suck.
and beans, man.
But it's okay, you can put it in the comments, I'm good with that, as long as here's the reason why I need you to do this right now. Because you all have me constantly checking, okay, what do I need to bring, what do I need to bring, what do I need, I'm like, what do I need to get? I mean, I don't want us all sitting at dinner and have no forks, okay? I'm just letting y'all know, there's details behind this that need to be planned, and so I'm trying to make sure that we have everything we need. So if you guys could just go on and tell me what you're bringing, then I'll know what we're missing on, no later than, because I have a lot going on, and so I want to make sure that I can get everything scheduled in, and please don't make me wait till the last second and then be running around. Please don't do it to me. So if you could go on the Move for Free team, and just click what you're bringing, I would greatly appreciate it. If you know anybody else who's not in this room right now that is coming, ask them to do the same, please, because nobody manages to respond to our messages. They see them and they don't respond because I don't know.
What time? Is that 5 or 6?
Let's say 5, because Rebecca's been telling everybody 5, so we have to stick with 5 now at this point. What'd y'all see? Cause
I thought it was 6 o'clock.
I don't know, 6 o'clock, yeah. Maybe we're just telling Mark Price 5, because we know how he don't show up at 9.
Tell him
Tell him 5, he'll be there at 7.
Yeah. Yeah, that's pretty much right. Okay, so that was the second thing. After that also, remember, I just want to fill you in really quickly before we go into business planning. After that, we're doing the parade. So you guys know December 8th, we're doing the parade. If you want to participate in the parade, you need to get involved ASAP, because I'm already going to tell you that once we have it set up, I'm not taking out extra people. And here's the reason.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you so
I'll
much.
stop back by in, or
Okay,
I'll
cool.
stop by every once in a while if that's okay.
Oh yeah, cool,
Drop
of
some
course.
cards and whatnot off.
Thank
course.
you.
Alright.
The reason I'm saying that is because there is a buy-in, because we're giving away a big TV, okay? And the people who are contributing are getting the leads from that day. So our plan is to have our truck. We're using our truck because, hey, we got a truck and we can use it. We don't have to actually use whatever site Toro this year, which was unreliable last year. It really stressed me out. So we got our truck, and we're gonna be pulling a flatbed or we don't really know yet, a trailer. We're gonna be pulling something. It won't be big, but we're gonna be pulling it. And then we're gonna put a banner on. We're gonna wrap it with just a banner, a temporary wrap, not a. And it's gonna have to enter the raffle for the TV. There was going to be a QR code, and then there's going to be a text this number. So text, 52 or 65. I don't remember what I set up, to this number. All the people, because there are thousands and thousands and thousands of people. Has anybody been to the Christmas parade? I went last year for the first time.
What is it?
It's just down Main Street. But I don't think you guys understand. You'll know what I'm talking about this year. There are thousands of people everywhere. It's more people than I ever thought, okay? Anyway, my point is, we're gonna be getting leads like crazy. The people who participate are getting those leads. No one else, okay?
So
Because
what do you need us to participate with?
So
What
what
do
we're gonna do is, it depends on how many people are participating, as to then we're gonna take that cost and divide it. So the more people that participate, the lower the cost will be, right? We're not profiting off this, we just wanna cover the expenses. And so whoever is going to participate, at that point, once we know who's participating, then we can divide it up by that number of people, including Giovanni and I, we're pitching in obviously, right? Well, we've already paid the $250 entry fee for the parade, so I've already taken care of that. And so, anyway, this is a good opportunity for you guys to have a lot of fun, because the parade is a lot of fun. We're all wearing little elf hats, and it's fun. It's like, I had a blast last year. And then in addition to that, you're just waving to people in the crowd. Again, a lot of fun. And then at the end of the day, all those leads coming in are gonna be on a round robin, so they're evenly distributed. Will we have scrubbed any of those? No, guys, they're random people coming in. I don't know who they are going to be. When they send a text message to that number, there is a message that comes back that says you must be 21 to participate. There's a whole bunch of rules. And so obviously if you call somebody that's a lead and they're under, 21, it could happen, guys. I don't have any control of this. I just want you to know this. I have zero control of who's gonna text that number. I just know that there are gonna be a lot of people texting that number. And your phones are gonna be going off like crazy. Now, after the parade, we're gonna teach you what to do with these leads and how to respond to them and what we need to be saying. But I'm not gonna focus on that right now. Right now, I'm focusing on just actually preparing and planning for this day, and what we're going to be doing. So if you want to participate, you need to let Rebecca know ASAP. And we have a parade committee meeting. I don't know when. That is another Rebecca question. And she's got the parade. I think Azar you're in that, obviously.
Yeah.
So the people that are participating are all going to meet up for this short committee meeting, talk about the details, plan. Everybody's going to pay their funds. Giovanni and I are going to then go buy that TV, which we found the cheapest one we could find was at Walmart, and that was the one we were all going to, that's one we were going to get. And then we're just going to plan, and that's it. But like I said, if If you're interested in participating, you need to sign up now, not on the last day. Like, you can show up on the last day if you want to join the parade, but you are not going to be on the round robin, because I will have already set it up and it will already be done, and I'm not doing anything after that. Does that make sense? Just because I don't want to have to keep changing it because people can't get their schedules together. I'm sorry. I hate to be, mean, but I'm just being honest. I can't do it. So if you want to participate, great. It's going to be an awesome opportunity. If you don't, that's okay too. It's totally up to you. All right, number 3, I have something that's going to sound mean, and I'm really sorry, but I just can't help myself sometimes. But I really, really hope that you guys can understand. When we bring guests, there is nothing in your life that is, unless it's your children or your family, okay, that is totally different, that is so urgent that you have to get up and leave when a guest is speaking. The guests don't want to come back if we disrespect them. And nobody finds it respectful when you're talking, and when they're talking and you're on your phone, or when you're leaving constantly, or when there's people having private meetings, or things like that. We just want to make sure.
Sorry.
Sorry. On the phone.
Everyone's saying sorry.
McLean kept on calling me. I kept on telling her I'm in a meeting. She kept
Well,
on
don't
calling.
respond to her.
Yeah.
That's my point.
I
Don't
thought
respond.
maybe a house was burning or something. I'm like, normally I don't pick up my wife's call. I gotta pick up her call. Yeah. So
Your work
McLean,
wife.
McLean, you're on vacation. Stay there.
Yeah, right.
Just do your TC work quietly.
Okay, all I'm asking for you, please, okay? I'm just asking, please, guys, when we have a meeting, we have a guest, I promise nothing is going on that's so bad that you have to respond to it or you have to leave. Just please help me out here, because I've had guest speakers say things to me, and it's so embarrassing because I just apologize, and I don't know what to
I think
say.
I have a suggestion.
What's that? Tell me. Please help me with
Move
these
the
stuff.
meeting back to the office to
We
keep it
can't
formal.
move-
Yes,
well,
we
we
can.
can't. We can. It's not big enough. It doesn't fit us.
I think the setting has to be more formal and say, hey, put away your phones and
I mean,
laptop.
come
I know,
on,
but you
man.
know, once you start
Hey,
doing
do
it,
I really?
I know
do
you don't-
think it
I
matters
know
if
you-
we're sitting at a table or if we're sitting
if
here?
you
A
start
person's gonna
saying
be on
that in the
phone.
beginning of the meeting, I think people will start
Okay,
getting
all right,
used to it.
fair enough.
I
If
said,
you
please
guys
put
want
away
me
your
to do that,
laptop, please put away your phone.
let's
Yes.
give them our
It's
full
gonna happen,
attention.
yeah.
Okay, fair enough.
Yeah,
I
I
will
think if
do
you
that. Okay.
say that,
Okay, and in fact,
sometimes,
I'm gonna
you
take
know,
notes.
realtors are like babies, okay? You gotta,
Sometimes.
all the time.
Sometimes.
We are, yeah.
No, I'm telling you. Not something.
Okay, but I need you guys to understand, okay? I need
Yeah, if you
to
had said that, I
understand.
would never pick up my phone. I'd say, oh, she said that.
Really?
No.
Somehow I don't know, it's alright.
He don't believe that himself.
He's convincing himself. And
Yeah, I'm trying. It's never too late.
we're the most ADD group of people ever. Oh my God, my phone is ringing. I gotta check it. It might be an emergency.
We become so programmed that means money, you know?
I'm at a meeting. Please stop disturbing me. I'm at a meeting. Okay, hold on. I'm gonna put this on here as a reminder to myself.
Yes.
Okay, so just give me 2 seconds.
But it's okay to text,
Anything-
though, right? It's okay
what's
to
that?
text. If you,
I don't know. What do
Tell
you
the
got?
per-
I mean, guys,
if the
what do
person
you
keeps
think?
on calling, you can tell them, hey, I'm on a meeting.
All right,
call
I'm
you.
going to tell you something. I went to this speaker training one time, a long time ago. I paid a lot of money for it, and I enjoyed the class. I mean, it was okay, but I enjoyed it. Okay, I always just
Wait, I got a phone call, sorry.
He's so out of control. Okay, so my point, and I gotta tell you, and the guy that was teaching talked about how important it was that no one is allowed to pick up their phone. And at the time, I thought, man, this guy is stupid. Like, I don't care if people are on the phone when I'm speaking. Like, I truly just don't care. You know, I don't care. It doesn't bother me. But then, at some point in my life, it clicked. It's not me. It's the guest speakers. It's the example that it sets. It's the tone, and it's more than just like I don't care, because it doesn't hurt my feelings at all. I'm just being honest with you. It doesn't. But the guest speakers feel differently,
No, but I understand what
Do
you're
you know
saying,
what
because
I'm
when
saying?
I'm teaching and I see that happening,
How do you
it
feel?
bothers me. So yes,
See?
it is disrespectful. So when you know.
Because
when you're-
it's what
Yes,
it's.
it is.
what-
So we have to set expectations.
Come on, how many times you gotta yell out?
Giovanni and I are usually on our
You know
laptop.
he's on his laptop on his phone right there.
Well,
you know?
him is a different story. For me, I'm always taking notes. Like I'm
I'm
not.
taking notes.
I'm taking those too.
Yeah.
Look, I'm taking all the notes. I got this recorded.
So I will say this. Usually, if I'm going to take notes, I tell the person, I'm really sorry. I just want to let you know I'm taking notes because I want to let them know I'm not ignoring you. I'm just taking notes on what you're saying. Like at least I make the point in saying that. And you know that I do that all the time. I will purposely tell them because I don't want them to feel like I'm ignoring them because that's the worst thing I can. Okay. Anyway, but you guys got it.
It's about setting expectations, though,
Do you
right?
hear what I'm saying? Help me out, please. I'm begging you. Because it is the worst thing when I have a guest speaker say to me,
Come on, Eric.
The first thing you say.
I'm
Eric, man, come on.
Pull your,
Take him
it's
practice.
okay, keep
He's
it up,
taking
I'm
notes.
fine with it.
Taking notes.
Keep it up, I'm fine with it. I'm just letting you know when a guest speaker is here. Can we please, I promise nothing is dying in 15, 20 minutes. Every life is gonna be okay.
Especially someone bringing you food, you know, you gotta listen to the people.
I
Come on.
agree.
And gave a gift card.
I
Yeah.
want him to come back and bring more food. So,
They actually are a very good company because
Yes,
Oh,
they
we
are.
know that.
only uses
oh,
them.
yeah, we do know
yeah,
that.
yeah.
The only problem is they're a little bit more
The
expensive.
pricey, yeah, the
Yeah, they're pricey, which is really
How
tough.
much do you said Mevo free cover?
$12.50. Yeah, which is like
When they say covers, it's actually coming out of the
Yeah, I
commission.
know.
It's
Off
not.
the
It's
top.
not
Yeah.
just. I don't want it because some people think they're cutting a separate check. Then
No.
people say, "Oh, why? What happened to the money?" You know,
Yeah.
no.
Yeah.
It
Well,
comes from the commission on
yeah.
the top. you
Yep.
know, yeah.
But also, I want you to know that if you are offering a move to your clients, you have to get that disclosure signed. Please get that disclosure.
Or else,
signed.
you could lose a lot
Yeah,
of money.
they're back
right?
there. There's a whole stack.
And
of them.
always put a $500 admin fee, so somehow it takes care of some of the.
Yep.
This alone was worth you coming here, right there.
Yeah,
Yep.
500. I add a $500 admin fee on all transactions,
Oh my
listing, buying, everything. You know why? Because a lot of times when people are buying a townhouse, they're moving from an apartment. Guess what? How much it costs to move from an apartment to a townhouse? Around $500-600. It's not that expensive unless they're in a very big apartment. But from townhouse to a single family house, it is around $1,000-1,200. But let's say if you gotten $500 admin fee, they're paying for half of their move without realizing that they're paying for half of their move.
All the time. All the time, guys.
And they never question that, by the way. Add that. It should be added in your exclusive right to represent,
Yes.
where it says others.
Mhm.
When she signs, so she has to know, hey, we are charging. Otherwise, it comes out of your pocket.
And it's never been an issue for people. A lot of brokerages require it.
Everyone
Pretty much
requires an
all
admin
So
fee.
it's not
brokerages
like people are
require
like,
it.
Every
this is
old-
weird.
Yeah, and they've been doing this for years.
Even loan officers have started putting an admin fee. I'm like, really? Why?
What?
You,
Really?
Yeah.
They caught it on from. they caught on
Title
from us.
new
Yeah.
sales, new
Yeah.
construction.
Oh yeah. All of the companies that I worked with before, they charged me an admin fee. All the companies, Remax, you name it. All my companies that I was with before I became a broker, they all charged it to me. But I always ate it up because I felt bad and I really didn't know how to present it to the client.
You don't. You just put it in the
Well,
paper.
I know, but I didn't. Remember, I didn't have guidance. Okay, you have no idea how lucky you are to have everybody in this room helping you. You just don't understand. When you're all by yourself,
You lose
it
so much
sucks.
money when you're a new agent.
And
without
you're by
realizing
yourself.
that,
You
yeah.
don't know what to say and do. These little tricks that people will each of you help each other in some very small
I think
way.
Maribel puts 600 or 700.
She does, yeah, $650 usually.
Yeah, I'm gonna start jacking it up to 650.
I did a 1,000.
She never.
Well, I've
has
gotten
anyone
1,600
complain.
once also. There was money left on the table.
Hey, the other company that I
For the
worked
in-house
before, they charge administration
Transaction fee.
fee. I think it was like 500, but they deduct that from my commission. But the,
Yeah.
the broker.
No, but you're not
Yes,
understanding. Here, I was
That's why
telling
when I
you
did my first transaction, I didn't know how it was, and I don't know if you remember asking
To
me
charge
asking
the
you,
seller
how much is
or
the
the buyer.
transaction fee here? And you said 0. I said, oh wow.
Yeah.
I didn't
Thank
know.
you, Floor. Did you all hear this? She said, wow. That's what I'm talking about. Okay, but you guys don't understand. Like you guys, most of you have never worked at a different company, so you have no idea.
Yeah, they all charge transaction
So
fees.
I
They want
used to eat
information.
it up
Yeah.
because I didn't know how to present it, I didn't know what to do or say. I'm telling you guys, just stick it in the agreement, and Azar's telling you stick it in the agreement. People don't question it at all because it's
I've never
common.
had any
Mhm.
last 50, 60 transaction. No one has questioned it.
Yep.
Now I have actually told the title company
Yep.
if these people had to come out of their pocket. I've told the title company, hey, this is coming out of their pocket. Meaning, if I can't cover it in the closing costs,
Yep.
if I'm asking 3% and if it's not being covered and these people are short, I will tell the title company to take it out before even it gets to
Yeah.
closing.
Yes.
So
So that's
Yeah.
really nice.
Yeah,
So
and I've
if-
never had anybody ask about it either. I've
Yeah.
had one person ask about it, and they're like, "Oh, hey, what is this?" I was like, "The admin fee." Like, "Oh, okay."
Yep.
And we
But
just continue going.
one of the things, Eric, and I'm sure Sarah's going to tell, it's very important that the dollar amount has to
It's the
stay
same,
same
yes.
every transaction. Because if you get audited, they're going to come after you
Yeah.
for discrimination.
I'm telling you
Keep it
this
the
right
same
here
price.
and now, you have to keep them always the same. Okay, now I will tell you another thing too. If you do have a buyer question it, this is all you have to say. Well, I'm gonna ask for your closing costs to be paid for anyway, so, we don't have to worry about this because it'll be coming from the seller's pocket. They're like, okay,
I just blame you.
yeah, just like, exactly,
Yeah,
blame me.
exactly.
Blame me every
Broken.
time.
It was broken.
Yeah, every time. I've had a lot of agents say, hey, somebody might call you because I blamed you. And I'm like, that's cool. I know exactly what to say. I know how to
And if
handle
they do
people.
call you on it and say no, then you can always say, okay, you know what? I'll pay for it. Then
Or-
it make you look good also.
Yeah,
you know.
or you could even say, let me talk to my broker and see if we can get it waived
Yeah.
or, get maybe something else. And I tell people, this is what I tell my own coaching clients, this is what I tell you guys. If anybody questions you on anything or tries to get you to reduce your commission, make them work for it. So this is what I would say. You know what? I'm willing to help you out, but I need you to help me out as well. I'm willing to reduce my commission if you give me a minimum of 1 or 2 referrals before we get to closing. Because if I don't get those referrals and I don't have buyers working with me that are pre-qualified, then I can't give you this. Or you could say, well, I would still say that because it doesn't cost them anything to do that, and they are gonna have referrals. I guarantee it. And then in addition to that, you could say something like, if it's a buyer, you could say, well, I'm willing to give you a credit back, but I'm going to tell you I'm going to limit the amount of houses I can show you. I'm not showing you 150 houses. I'm going to limit it to 20 houses that I can show you. This is the most homes that so you better pick wisely because these are the 20 that you're going to look, and then because I didn't show you more than that, I can now afford, because I didn't spend so much money in gas and time, I can afford to give you some of the share profit with you. But limiting the amount of houses, or if it's a seller, you could say, well, here's all of my marketing expenses. What do you want to get rid of? And a lot of times they're like, I want it all. Okay, well, there's a cost to all of this. So I am, again, willing to help you out, but it's got to be a win-win for us both. What can we do here to make this win? Because obviously you're asking me because you want to work with me. That's correct, right? And of course I'm going to say yes, because you guys should feel complimented when people ask you for a discount. I'm already going to tell you, you don't take this as a negative thing. You take it as a compliment. You know why? That proves that they want to work with you. Somebody else offered them the discount. They could have just gone there and forgot all about you. But they came back to you. Why? Because they want to stay. They want to make it work. And so figure out a way to make that work. There's always some kind of win-win-win. We can make a win-win somehow. Let's just find a way to do it. But what I don't want you guys doing is going bankrupt because you're allowing other people to abuse you. That's not okay, right? Because you need to survive as well so that you can take care of the people that you're working with, and also, of course, take care of more in the future. But if your business goes bankrupt and you're burnt out because you're working for pennies and you're having to go like crazy, that's not a good scenario either. So I love David Knox's video when he talks about, let's look at the actual numbers. When you're discounting your commission, look how many transactions you have to do to match those if you didn't reduce your commission. And it was fascinating because the agent that has to reduce their commission or is constantly reducing their commission works so much harder, and they're not even as profitable. So why do that to yourself? But at the end of the day, like I said, I would never, and Giovanni knows this, we've told you guys this 100 times, I would not lose a listing over it. I'm going to find a way to make it work. Just, I have to make them work for it, okay? Because they have to do their part too. And then I do my part, they do their part, and it'll work out good. Does that make sense? Okay, so that's important. I don't even remember where we were going with that. What was where was I going? What was that?
He was on, he's on.
It's all, you know what, it usually is, right?
I feel like high school again. I'm getting accused of stuff I didn't do and sent to the principal's office all the time.
You never got sent to the
Oh,
principal's
yes, I
office.
did.
I got sent to the principal's office one
I
time.
got suspended a couple of times.
Isn't that
in
horrible?
high
I got
school.
sent to the principal's office one time. I was arguing with my teacher. That sounds about right, doesn't it?
That I see happening.
I see that happen.
I see that happening.
It was my psychology teacher. She was like 102, and I didn't believe her. I told her babies cannot be spoiled, and she told me that I was wrong. And I'm like, no, I don't believe that. I don't know. We got in a fight over it. She sent me to the principal. So I was like, okay, you're like 102, lady. That's so rude. Can you believe? So rude.
So I just want to go back to the exclusive right to represent.
Thank you for that.
So in the compensation, on B says payment, I put 3% plus admin fee of $1,500, and then in the other provisions, it's just it states that admin fee to be waived if fee cannot be added paid from closing costs.
So that's a
Oh,
good one too.
okay. That's
You
Right.
put
So-
1,500?
1,500, yeah. So that way, if you do have extra and the lender is willing to give it to us, then whatever is left, you don't have to get them to go back and just say and sign. You know, let's say there's 1,000 left or 1,200 left. You don't have to go back and have them sign it because it looks fishy. Does that make
Yes.
sense?
And so that's another thing too, guys. I will tell you this. I've had lots of agents collect admin fees, but their exclusive right didn't say it. And I told them, you either fix this exclusive right or we have to give this money back.
Right.
We can't collect money that we didn't have an agreement with from the client. So we want to get that done up front. Make sense? So you always want to build that admin fee in there, no matter what. And this is a good way for you guys also to get that move paid for, right? You can get a big chunk of it paid for you just by adding that admin fee on there. So you should definitely take advantage of it.
But is it okay that the client says why, and then we can explain it that we're gonna try to get
Say it's a broker fee.
from the
From the
from
seller.
the seller?
Yes. And then
And
just
if
say,
they don't, maybe I can work with my
Perfect.
broker to wait.
But you know, I
Love
have a
it.
client.
Another way was car dealership. They always charge admin fee.
What?
Yeah, they
Yeah,
do.
okay, yeah,
Yeah.
they always have big
600
sign,
bucks,
admin
right?
fee of $500,
$600,
$700.
Destination charge.
charge.
Yeah, that's exactly.
You know the car.
BS
One
charges.
of my transaction when I tell him like 599 whatever the fee is admin fee, they say you getting your commission, so why this fee is for?
yeah, well, blame it on me. You say that's my broker fee, that's how much.
They said
we
that I
charge
have
me.
to give anyway, so.
So you
part of
put
the closing
1,500 for a minute?
Up to say
But
plus
I feel like
1,500.
Put
she's
up
like,
to
getting
1,500
commission,
or
why
you
she's
put
charging
an exact
No, I
amount?
put 1,500. I said plus 1,500 admin
Yeah,
fee.
1,500 would be definitely be a red flag for a client when they see, they might question that.
But then you scroll down to the provision says
But he doesn't have anybody question it.
Yeah.
Nobody
Yeah,
questions
really?
it.
Yeah.
What it
So
says on the
every single
provision?
I think
Yeah.
most people don't even read it.
they just sign it. Yeah.
Some people just sign
What
it.
it says on the
And that money is
provision?
always covered from the.
It says admin fee to be waived if
Only
it
the
cannot
seller
be
pays.
added paid from
Which is
closing
most of
costs.
the time.
Oh,
Most of the time
okay.
See what I'm
it's
saying?
The seller gives you 3% and you have
So
money
you
left
give
over, what
3%
happens
plus
is,
1,500.
either it's gonna go back
Exactly.
to the seller. If your loan officer cannot work with you and give this money to you, the money ends up going back to the seller. So what happens
We don't
is,
want that to
this
happen.
money, if you have what he has signed, the $1,500 provision, this money then, you know, if it's 600, 700, 800, your lender can give you as a lender credit on
Yeah.
CD, so it's all legit, you know.
So we all know closing costs. You know,
So, like,
loan
let's say the
officers
closing
should be able to
costs-
do it for about 2.5 to
Well, let's just say
2.25%.
we ask on the contract, I'll put numbers up here. Let's just say we ask on the contract for $10,000 seller subsidy, right? We're asking the seller to pay $10,000.
Closing costs.
Closing costs. Next thing you know, Tim calls us up and says, oh, look, it's only gonna be $8,000.
And this happens a lot of times.
Happens a lot. So that's $2,000 left over, guys.
That'll go
Who
back
knows
to
what
the
happens-
seller.
Who knows what happens to this money?
Now, one of the things they do is they try to eat this
Who's the
money by
seller?
doing a home warranty,
Sometimes the
try to,
lender give it as a credit, can they give it as a credit to the?
No.
to
You
the-
can never
This is it.
collect more than the actual car charges. So a couple things can happen here. The lender could be a greedy pig and charge more so that it gets covered and then they keep it. But most
Yeah,
of
that's
them,
what-
like the ones we work with, don't do that because they know we'll know. I'm gonna find out quick. So what they'll do is they call us up and say, hey, just want to let you know, we asked for 10. The closing cost totals are only 8,000. We don't know what else to do with this money. Well, we're representing the buyer. I don't want to give this money back to the seller. Now, here's where I want you guys to be careful. Buyers see this and they're like, oh yeah, we asked, and so this is my own friend, okay, for like, since I was in elementary or middle school or something, very smart girl. You all know her, the little short annoying one, right? Everybody knows her in this office because she's always around. I love her to death.
Where
but,
is she? What do you mean she's always around?
Like she's always here somewhere.
So we do the parties, she shows up.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay,
she's
okay.
always there, and she's the one making like she's wild. Okay, I helped her buy a house. And my point in telling you this is she's smart. She's very smart. You know what happened when I helped her buy a house? Okay, I'm gonna use these same numbers because I don't remember what the numbers were. She calls me up one day and says, "All right, so let's go through these numbers again." I'm like, "I'm not the number person. Stop calling me on the numbers." And she's like, "Well, I just want to can you help me?" I said, "Okay." She said, and now remember, she's better with numbers than I am. Okay, I'm just letting you know, I'm not a number person. And she says, "Okay, so the closing costs were only 8,000, but we had asked for 10." And I'm like, "Yeah." She says, "So I only have to bring." So she took her down payment and subtracted the $2,000, thinking that this money would go towards her down payment. Guys, she's not alone. Do you know how many times Giovanni and I have had this conversation? Oh no, your down payment must come from your pocket. Nobody can contribute except for family, blood relative, and it would have to be a gift letter. There's all these problems with that, so be careful with those. So if there's extra money, it cannot go to your buyer. Your buyer cannot take money home that day. Your buyer cannot apply that money to their down payment. This money goes back to the seller, unless you have really good, crafty agents like us. We're going to say, "Oh no, lender, you're not giving that money to the
Buy a
seller.
home warranty, pay taxes, or pay HOA fee or whatever.
I'll pay the HOA
1 year
fee for
HOA,
2 years.
2 years, yeah.
Yeah, but sometimes there's just so much that you can do, they can do.
I don't think you can do 2 years now.
Yeah.
I think it's 1 year now, HOA fee.
We
I
try to get
try-
away with,
yeah,
with
sure.
wherever you can. So sometimes.
And you still might have $1,000 left
And
after
you
taking
still
care
might
of
have
it.
$1,000 left,
Yeah,
even
so-
though you paid your own client's taxes a whole year in advance. You paid their HOAs. You paid, the home warranty. Got them a home warranty. Whatever. You did all kinds of additional fees. You still may have. So that's when we say, "Hey, Mr. Lender, hook us up." My exclusive right to represent says that I have a $1,500 admin fee. Give it to me, and they do. If you have,
And I
if you have a
agree
good
with-
lender,
agree-
if you have a good lender,
Agree with Giovanni. What happened with me was that I had put a $4.99 admin fee.
Yep.
Tammy came back and said there's $1,600 left on the table.
Yep.
What do you want to do with it? Then I think I called you up and you said, "Do you have it in writing?" I had to go back to my guy and say, "Hey, you know what? $1,100 extra or whatever
Yep.
the case is."
Mhm.
They were nice enough. They signed it.
Yeah,
I said,
and
"You're
most
not going to
people-
get it. It's going to go back to the
Yeah.
seller. Do you
Can
want
I
the
have
seller to
it?"
get it? Can I have it? I worked hard."
Yep.
And so they gave me, so it was $1,600 on a transaction.
And
yeah.
most clients will do that, but why go back and ask them? Just
Yeah.
put it in your
Yeah,
agreement up
you're-
front, then you
you're
don't have to
right.
go back and ask them. Okay? So are you guys following what we're saying here? This alone right here
Yeah.
will make you guys a lot more money next
Can you
year.
imagine
How
if
often
you're getting
is that?
$500
All the
extra?
time.
Really?
All the time.
Can you imagine every transaction you're getting $500 to $1,000 extra on top of the
Yeah.
commission?
Year of your MLS.
That
Like a
right there will
bonus.
make you guys
Yeah.
more money.
Yeah.
Do you see what?
Pays for
Do
everything.
you see why it's important to come to meetings? Do you see why it's important to have an office full of support? Do you see why it's important to have training? Little tips throughout the year is going to make you so much more money over the course of your career. It's just little things like this, guys, that you don't know about, but you think you might know, and then you realize, oh, there's still more for me to learn. So I just want to show you this. The reason why this happens all the time is because imagine if our loan officer says, well, I'm calculating the closing costs are only going to be $8,000, and then they turn out to be more. Now what happens? Your client has to come out of pocket, and they're going to be angry. So we always like to overestimate just a little bit. Now I want to tell you what the bad side about this is. If you're competing with another buyer, and the net sheet, like now the seller thinks they're giving us 10,000. Now we may know it's probably only going to be 8,000, but we're not sure yet. It could be 8,500, and I don't want my client coming out of pocket 500, so I'm scared. So I overestimate, right? So the seller now thinks, okay, well the price is 300. I have to subtract this, so I'm only netting 290 from this buyer. Oh, here comes another buyer that puts in an offer, and they only put 8,000. Well, I'm netting $2,000 more with this other person, and so they'll go with that offer, and it could be 9,000. And they think they're netting $1,000 more with this buyer, but in reality, they would have net 2,000 more with us. So the bad part about it is when you do this number too high, you might get your offer rejected or another offer accepted.
Yeah.
So just be careful. There's a fine line. We like a little bit of a buffer zone because the worst thing that you can have happen is your buyer come out of pocket for more money. I'm gonna tell you, there's nothing more ticked off. But when you say, hey, you have leftover money, they're happy people.
Yeah.
They're happy. Set the bar
But
really
then you
low.
run into some greedy people. That way you don't have to
Yes.
go back to them and be
Yes.
like, hey, can
You
you
have
sign off
greedy
on this?
people out.
But don't we ask for like 2% back or 3% back?
What's
No,
that?
but you know, it all depends on, like,
Yeah.
look, if there are other offers, then you have to bring your best offer, so you're not gonna be
Yes.
asking for anything. You're gonna call and say, okay, you know, how
What's
much
the
can you
number?
do, what's the number that's gonna,
Yeah.
you know, like you do, you call the person, ask them what they're, then you make it work. But if there are no offers, and the property's been sitting in the market for 6 months, then you get the ad, you can ask for 3%, and then you can tag on $1,000 admin fee on top of that also. But one of the things is that I wasn't doing this in the beginning, but you know, she sat me down and explained to me, we have to keep the same dollar amount in all transactions. Either we're refunding that money or we're making that money. It's very important because
Right.
legally you want to look good. Because you're
Yes.
going to be discriminating if one person you're making
Mhm.
15, the other person you're making 5.
And of
And how
course,
do you change that? Just
No, but by putting the same dollar amount
yeah.
Each and
every
every time.
time on the
starting
it's
to keep going.
Yeah.
exclusive right to represent. If there's not enough money, then don't make the money. Say I discounted it because they were short.
Yeah.
You know, they
Which
you
is
know, so-
okay. The board would be okay with that.
Yeah.
But they would not be okay with you charging one client, your agreement with this one says 700.
1,000 then
So
1,500.
imagine these are all your buyers and you
But
charge
how are
them.
they gonna know how much you charge to another person?
Paperwork.
The board.
The board has
Oh,
that.
the
board.
Why
We
do you
care
think
about
all
the
your
board.
paperwork is saved for 7 years?
I
7 or how many
care,
years?
I care about my clients a lot, but chances of the board finding out about it before my clients is much higher. And I'm not messing with the board, okay? We wanna do everything on the up and up because we don't want any issues, okay? None. It is very important to dot your i's and cross your t's and do everything legally because it's not worth losing your license over some dumb stuff. I'm just letting you know. And the board, when they come after you, boy, they come after you hard. Like, they're not playing around, and it's bad. And you can't even use the excuse of I didn't know or anything. They don't care. They will tell you right there, you should have known. It's your job to know. That's not
Right.
my problem. You broke the law or you did this, you should have known. So, anyway, watch out for this. Now, I will tell you one other thing that I would want to be really careful about. I can't remember what it was, but you just said it. You just said,
I see a lot of stuff. I'm sorry. I forget in 2 seconds.
it'll come to me. It'll come to me. It will come to me, and it's important. I want to share that with you guys. Whatever it was, it's important, and I'll tell you. But anyway, this is good information for you guys to know. Just be careful with this. Make sure that your clients clearly understand if there's leftover money, they're not getting it. Okay? And also, there's a lot. This is not what I was going to tell you, but I just want to throw this in there. You know how Azar said he called his client back up and said, "Hey, there's $1,100 left over. Can I have it?" You're going to find a lot of people that are like,
You're like,
"No,
why not? Why?
no,
Why? Give it to
oh,
me. Why are you keeping it?
Exactly, and then
So,
when you say it's
yeah.
illegal, I can't give it to you, the lender won't allow, then they're like, well, you can write me a check under the table, or,
That
you
would
know,
be the next thing.
or they're just jerks and say, no, you can't have it. I'd rather the seller get it. I mean, and it really is offensive when we've worked our butt off for them and we've done everything right, and they tell us they'd rather the seller have the money than us. Like, it's hurtful because, like, I have been on your side and I've done everything for you and you're literally kicking me in the face. Okay, alright, I'm done. So anyway, that was my point. Okay, so let's go on to the rest of our, up here. So did you guys get a chance to draw out how many sales you wanted to do? Because remember, that was your homework assignment. Nobody?
I want to do 50 sales next year.
Okay, so did you draw out 50 lines?
No, I didn't.
Why
I'll
not?
do it today.
Okay, you I can see he was sent to the principal's office. My dog ate my. Hey, Zara, we know you don't have a dog. Sure I do.
Yeah, I gotta work on that.
It was the New York City rat. That's
New
what it
York City
was.
rat.
Yeah.
Dogs don't mess with those rats.
Yeah.
There's some Chinese food right there.
Oh yeah.
Yum.
It
Somewhere right
tastes good, don't it?
It sure does.
The other day I went to Chinatown, I was telling to eat here, and we came out, there were big rats roaming around, and I was thinking to myself, did I just eat one of these guys?
Oh my god.
they say that a lot of Chinese food restaurants have been shut down for serving
Yeah.
rat legs as chicken legs, as the wings.
Tastes like
you
chicken
know.
though. Yeah.
Mhm. Yum.
He said tastes like chicken. Okay, that's another subject altogether, guys. Okay, so did you draw this? If you didn't draw this, my question to you is why? Because what are we gonna do with? Why is this necessary?
It's very important.
Why? Tell me why. What?
One of the path is in the map.
The path is in the map. Okay.
Well, the thing is, if you don't have a business plan, what do you have for the next day? What do you have to have a plan. Once
if
you
you
have
don't
a plan,
plan your business plans you.
exactly.
And
You
it
have to have a
doesn't,
plan, and then you start concentrating on that, and then start making sure you cross off the things that you're doing,
Exactly.
and then seeing the results that are happening because of what you're doing. So
When I have this sheet right here across from me, it keeps me in line. Every day of my life, I stare at. I actually have one. It doesn't look like this, but it's every one of ours would look different. But every day of my life, it's one of the first things that I look at in the morning, and it's one of the last things I look at before I go to bed. Why? Because it keeps me focused. I need it in my life, and I'm telling you guys, it has worked for me. It will work for you. So keep yourself focused by taking the minute to do this.
take a picture of this and then use this as
Yeah.
yeah.
Okay, so let's talk about this. Again, your homework assignment is to, I don't care what your paper looks like, okay? It doesn't. There was a bunch of them, we passed them out last week. I don't know, nobody actually drew on them. Everybody just took it home or something. But you want to draw out all of your lines. You can use a whiteboard like this. There it is. Yep. Thank you. Look
Oh,
at
wow,
this.
look
Eric
at
is
you.
the A student.
Look at the
Look
brown
at this.
noser here, guys.
He remembered he left it in the back.
He's like, oh, where is
Yeah,
that sheet?
teacher's pet right there. Look at that, man. We used to hate guys like you.
You know what the real truth is? He found that in the back of someone else left
It
it.
doesn't have my name on it.
We look closely, it says Deanie.
Yeah.
Okay, so we're gonna draw it out. So Eric, hold it up. Show us what you got there. He's got his drawings. And so this is very important.
Yeah.
It's very important.
Guys, it helps.
Yes, it does.
I'm telling you, it's more than helps. And the saying on the front, it says, if you fail to plan, you plan to fail. There we go. So, all right. So over here, talk to me about what you guys, this year, you have found a majority of your business from where? Where did you close? 50% from referrals. What else?
I think mine was 75% from referrals and sphere of influence and networking events and social.
Networking events. I love it. That's really good. Giovanni and I get a lot from networking, just like meeting new people.
Participate, guys, yeah.
Participating. And then, anybody else? Yep, yourself. What about you, Juan? Where does people come from?
Marketing.
Marketing.
Marketing, that's it.
Marketing, I love it.
Making phone calls.
Who got a sale from open house? Nobody in this room. Okay, you did. Okay, but I'm going to tell you already, there's a bunch of people that are not in this room that got a ton of sales this year off of open houses.
Shakufas, all her sales have been through open houses.
Oh yeah.
All of hers have
All-
been from
all her
open
sales.
houses.
All her clients have been through open houses.
Yep.
What does that tell you?
They work, you gotta attend, but you have to have the ratios. Do 4 open houses
Yep.
a month, and you will get sales.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you know what's so funny? I was talking to a girl doing a strategy call yesterday, and guess what she says to me? She says, oh, open houses don't work for me. And I said, they don't? I said, so let's talk about that a little. I said, how many have you done? 10. I said, how many prospects or sales have you gotten off it? 2.
Wow, 10 to, of course, what do you want? You wanna,
Yeah, right.
every day you wanna
I was like,
clients?
let's look at these numbers a little
Yeah.
closer. Are you sure it's not working for you?
And she said that she also had future
Yes,
sales
she
from it
said
I had
coming
from
sales
one
up.
for
open
the
house,
spring.
I had 8 transactions from one open house. 8 transactions.
And I think that was the last time he did an open house.
Yeah, and exactly. And I had to start doing them
See?
again. Because I ended up giving it to my team all
Yeah,
the time.
true,
Okay,
true.
but
I want
here's
them
the
to
deal.
grow.
Here's the deal. Guess what? You put up here, what are you putting on here? I want to do X number of open houses. Can you plan for 10? Do you want 2 extra deals this year? If you want 2 extra deals, can you do 8 to, I would just play it safe and let's do 10 open houses. You should get 2 deals from that. So, put it on your list. I want 2 extra deals next year. Alright, well, we already know the math. It's, again, as Eric says, everything's about the math, right? 10 extra open houses. So if you decide, hey, I want to do 4 extra deals next year, how many open houses do we need to do, guys? Yeah, 16 16 to 20, maybe 18. I probably would go somewhere in the middle, right? So plan them out. So what do we do here? We leave. So for me, I like to do the boxes. So like I could do open houses, and then I would do the little check boxes, and I would do my 18. Now I like to make them a little bit bigger so I can fill in the dates. All right, because to me, I like to see the dates, and then I like to leave a little space because you want to put how many number of prospects you got from it. And you're going to see a bunch of zeros. That's okay. Remember, it's about consistency. And so the more you do, the more you're going to have come back to you from this. So this is very important, very, very important to again, plan. Because if you don't write it up here, guess what happens? Nothing. You forget. You don't know how many open houses you did. You do 2 or 3, and you're like, oh, this is not working. I don't want to do it. And I love how Brian Buffini calls it bumblebee marketing. Bumblebee marketing. And he's a little bit this, a little bit that. Oh, this is not working. Let me do this. Oh, this is not working. Let me do this. Do you know how many people in this office have called me and said, hey, I canceled this account that I have, like Zillow or Trulia or Realtor or whatever. And they're like, it's not working. I'm like, how long have you had it? 3 months. I'm like, oh, okay.
Usually that's when it starts working.
Exactly.
And then they're like,
3 to 6 months.
Then they call me the next month later, and they're like, oh, I got a deal from it. I'm like, see, you gotta be consistent. You gotta keep the consistency. We know what works. It's up to you to do it and trust the system. You gotta trust the system. Anybody who tells me this doesn't work, I'm already gonna tell you it's you. It's not the system, it's you. You're just not believing. You're not consistent. You're not doing the activities that it takes to get done, and that's your choice. Okay?
One thing that helped me to realize was knowing that we're on an average of a 6 to a year sales cycle.
Yes.
Like a lot of time we want immediate, sometimes that'll happen, but knowing the sales cycle is important because then you'll have false expectations of what leads are going to generate.
Absolutely. And again, and Eric's 100% right. There is no instant gratification. Okay, very rare instant gratification. We get like maybe 1 or 2 a year. That's like, an instant thing. The rest of them, it takes months. So I'm telling you right now, your activities today is going to dictate your spring income. Do you want to have a great spring income? Oh, guess what? And there's a lot of it right now that you could get sales by the end of this year. So who knows how many leads they have in their database right now? Because if y'all don't know this, I'm wondering what the heck's going on. How do you not know how many leads? I know how many leads are in the system. I know how many. I can tell you all the numbers.
Almost 1,000 maybe.
I got 1750.
1750, 1,000. Here we go. Anybody else?
1501.
1501. All right. So here's the deal. He said 1501. You made that up.
No, that's the number that I see.
15 and 1.5.
1.5.
That's what it on
What, the half is a minor.
Yeah, right. He's a minor.
Okay.
17 things to buy.
Yeah. Okay, so here's the deal. Here's the deal, guys. What do they say? The average percentage. And by the way, when they say average percentage, they're taking like agents who don't do anything. Okay, so the numbers are truly higher, right? For the people who are actually working. But they always go on the low side because they take the people who are not working into consideration. So let's stick with the low side. Do you guys know what the average internet lead conversion rate is? 1%, 2%.
1 to 2.
1 to 2. So if you have 1,000 leads in your database right now, how many sales by the end of the year do you have?
A lot.
10.
Between 10, 20.
Between 10 and 20. Do you want to make an extra 10 to 20 sales before the end of the year?
It's there.
It's there. The numbers don't lie. It's there. What do you have to do to get it?
Call, follow up.
Call
Text.
and follow up. Call and follow up. Call and follow up. Call and follow up. It's there. You have to believe it and you have to do the activity. But here's what I hear all the time. Oh no, I have bad leads. No, you don't. You're not taking charge and taking initiative. And you're not doing. Okay? It's not the leads, it's you. What are you saying to these leads when you call them? Are you saying, hey, it's Eric from Mevo Realty. I'm a real estate agent who'd like to help you. Please tell me you're not saying that. Okay, because if you are, I'm gonna tell you right here now. This is your problem already. This is part of your problem. If you're leaving a message or you're texting, you're saying, hey, it's Eric, give me a call back.
Hey, I'm available this weekend. Right? To show some
Johnny,
homes.
tell
Are you
them what you
available?
love to do to
So what you got to do is re-engage these people, right? And one way to do that, and what I like to do, is create a search, and you can do this on Sync, and just say, okay, hey, pull up like the search criteria, especially if you've spoken to them, and pull up the last homes that sold in the last 7 days, and then you send them that link. Be like, hey, just want to let you know here are the homes that populated this weekend or in the last 7 days, because people always want the new listings, right?
Yes.
And that's the reason why I like to send it and try to re-engage them and just say it. And also at the end of the text or voicemail or whatever it may be, video, I just say I am available this Saturday between 1 and 4, or Sunday between 5 and 8, whatever it is that you want to say, even if you're not available. Because again, the goal is to get them to say, okay, you know what, this person is available for me, so you know what, and my realtor isn't. I'm gonna call you.
One of my favorite text messages that Giovanni loves to use, which is good, is did I drop the ball? Dot,
Yeah.
dot, dot.
Oh, they always respond to that.
They always respond.
Yeah.
Oh no, it's not you, it's me.
Right.
Oh, okay, great. I got them to respond. Now I can. I open the door to communication. This person's never responded to me ever. Suddenly they're responding to me because I feel that. The Bassett wins again. And then the other one, guys, is we have some new listings coming on the market soon. If you let me know what you're looking for, I'd love to get you in the door first. Every time you're
Yeah.
going to get a response from that, because everybody wants to be the first one in the door. So let them. I just need to know what you're looking for. Like, I'd love to get you in the door first. What are you looking for? Another thing to do is to easily go through your leads and check out who is active with their search. Those are the ones I want you to target first. If anybody is active with their leads, their search, and you're seeing them click on the links and click on houses, you need to be calling them right now. They're your targets right now. But the other ones may just not be getting the emails for some reason, or may just, I don't know, have fallen off the wagon because people just need to be picked up constantly, right? Including myself. Thank you, Giovanni. And so that's my point. So we might just have to reach back out to them. So I want you to look at how many numbers you have in your database right now and calculate 1 to 2%. That's how many sales you could get by the end of this year if you choose. But it's your choice. I can't make you do it. I just need you to know that. I can't make you do it. I'm telling you to do it, but I can't make you do it. It's up to you at the end of the day.
What happens is you make a couple calls, you get discouraged because one, people curse you out, which is rarely.
Yeah, that is
Or
rare.
two,
You think they're going to.
yeah, two, you just keep saying no, or hey, I'm not looking at the moment. But guys, you got to know what to say, because the goal is to get them to see your website and just basically just touch base with them each and every time. And if we knew what they were looking for,
Yep.
that's how you would that's how they would keep seeing your face, your name, your phone number.
So you have 2 weeks. You have 2 weeks because I'm not going to be here next week. I'm going to be in California speaking, and I'll be thinking about all of you guys, right?
No phones.
Yeah. Oh no, I'm going to be on stage. I don't have a choice. I won't be using my phone. But my point is this is what I'm expecting to see when I get back, wherever it is. Here it is. I'm expecting to see that when I get back. You guys should have the start. Now I don't want you completely filling it out. Once again, all I want you to do is I want you to fill out how many sales. And I want to see this. Show me that you really love your business and that you want it to succeed. Show it to me. Okay, I want to see how many sales. I also want to see 1 to 2, maybe 3 sources. And then we're going to add on to that. But I want to see a few that you've planned out, okay? And give yourself space to write the dates in it. I love to write dates because then I can see when I did my last one. And sometimes I'm like, oh my God, it's been since September. Oh my God, that just kind of sparks me even more. But if I just checked off the box, in my mind subconsciously I'm thinking it was last week, and it really wasn't. So leave room for those dates, and then you can light a fire under your own butt when you realize it's been a month or it's been 2 months and you haven't done any of this. This is my goal. This is what I'm supposed to be doing. This is my job. Imagine if you went to your job and this stuff, like if you were being paid as an employee and you didn't get your job done, what happens? You get fired. You don't get work. You don't get paid. Well, you're gonna have to fire your own self if you're not doing your own job. That's just it. You got to do the work. And here's the work right here. And the cool part about it is you get to design it. So you're not doing stuff you don't want to be doing. You're doing stuff. It's designed around you, what you enjoy doing. Now, will you enjoy doing everything in real estate? No, it's work. I don't enjoy doing, picking up the phone. I can do it. It's easy. I don't like it, but I mean, I'm okay with it. I'm just saying it's work. It's work. Would I rather be doing that than anything else? No. There's 1,000 other things I'd rather be doing. But what's my job? Show up. Get the job done. What's the job? Do the activities. And after a period of time, what happens? What happens when you're doing these small activities? What happens? It produces results. And before you even realize it, you have had a successful year. Because you're not going to be focusing on the end result. You're focusing on the tasks. Everybody focuses on the big picture, and you got to stop. You can have your big picture. You got to focus on the little daily steps that it takes to get there. That's how you achieve success. So, does anybody have any questions, thoughts, concerns, anything before I jump on my Zoom call? 30 minutes late. They won't even know I'm going.
You got 2 minutes in private.
Can you do it at 1?
Yes.
Okay. Just 'cause I'm already 30 minutes late.
All right.
So take it off this.